A British study on the root causes of radicalisation has shown that a feeling of social exclusion and isolation are among the main contributing factors. One of the researchers behind the study told us they wanted to understand what pushes people over the edge.
Every time there's a terrorist attack, for every one terrorist, there are dozens of sympathizers who do not go over the edge of violence. So what we want to do was find some people who basically had sympathies with some of these values and these movements that are championed by jihadist causes, but are not yet going over the edge of violence. And we wanted to see what pushes a sympathizer into someone who might be more ready to act violently. And that's where our experiment came in. We were looking at a variety of factors, but specifically the role of social exclusion. People feel socially excluded. They're more likely to start sacralizing their non-sacred values. And once those values become sacred, it's very difficult at that point to persuade that person, to negotiate with that person. They're moving closer and closer towards the edge of violence. So the main motivation was just, let's try to combine ethnographic research, survey research, and neuroscience all together. So that was the motivation.
Well, here's how that study was carried out. A group of 38 young Muslim men living in and around Barcelona who sympathised with radical jihadist ideologies agreed to undergo tests. Their brains were scanned as they played a computer game that simulated social exclusion. Now, researchers concluded that the men were far more likely to attach a sacred status to some issues that were not so important to them before, going all the way to seeing them as worth fighting for. The study claims to dispel common conceptions that poverty, religious conservatism, or even psychosis are the main contributing factors to radicalisation. Nafis Hamid, again, says that the role of other external factors should not be underestimated.
People are somehow thinking we're saying that social exclusion is the only reason for why people radicalize. That's absolutely not true. Radicalization is a complex system with many factors coalescing together. Feeling discriminated against can be a triggering event. Many people who go and carry out an act of violence, when you ask them what was the triggering event that made you go, I'm going to get up out of my house and carry out an act of terrorism, it's usually because they experienced some form of discrimination. That's not to discount the role of recruiters or the role of radicalizing narratives or the role of foreign policy that allows to get a foothold in certain areas. But this is one crucial thing at the community level that I think policymakers should become more focused on.